All right, so we are now recording. Good evening, you guys. Welcome to our Synergy Alliance team call. Oh, dear God, let me turn that off. Okay, so I actually cannot take the credit for this team call. This is 110% Valency. She had this fabulous idea, knowing that some of our team, a lot of our team has been through a lot recently, and it's kind of ironic that we're all going through a tumultuous time right now. And so she thought it would be helpful, and I totally agreed. And I think it's fabulous, and I'm super excited we're all talking about this. What you do to fill your own cup. And I think it's important. It was also something that was discussed when I was in nursing school, because similarly to nursing, with our business, you give a lot of yourself, and that's great, and we love it, and that's why we do it. But it can also be very depleting. It can be very exhausting. Sometimes it can be seen or felt like a thankless job, depending on the day and how you're receiving things and what's going on with your day and with your team, your challengers, the people you've invited. It can seem like a thankless job. And what I want to know is what you do each day, and doing your workout and drinking your Shakeology is not the only thing. What do you do each day for you to fill your own cup? Because we can't help others until we help yourself. And I think the biggest fabulous example of that is when you're on an airplane and you have to put your own mask on before you can put your child's mask on. You have to give yourself oxygen, and you have to give yourself that so that you can help your child or your significant other. And I think that is incredibly important, and something that we need to keep in mind, and something that is vital to our business. Because I think that, what is the word I'm looking for? Valency, what were we talking about? Not exhaustion, not depletion, burnout. Thank you, burnout. I think burnout is a real thing, and burnout is a real thing in the nursing world. And I really think burnout is a real thing in the coaching world. So I think that it's important to address this. And I think that's a big reason why some coaches quit, is they get burned out. They don't find their real why. They don't see what they're doing benefiting anything or anybody. And I think that they do a lot, and they really throw it in and give it their all. And then their challenger quits, their coach quits, they lose rank, and that's it. They have nothing left to give. So, what do you do each day besides your workout and drinking Shakeology? So, and how you keep on track mentally and emotionally, especially during tumultuous times in your life. I know some people on our team, and I have some friends that are going through a lot, and I've been through a lot recently, most of you know. And how do you stay on track through all of that? And how will you avoid that business fatigue when life is taking so much from you? So I guess I will start. Let me make sure everyone's auto. I feel like there might be some feedback. Okay. So when I was asked that in nursing school, my first response was, well, I work out every single day because I was a coach, and I wasn't quite working my business because I was too busy with school. So it was more, I was posting a lot, and I liked that. But it was kind of more for me, the workouts and the drinking Shakeology and eating well. And now I do all of that, and that's routine. And since I have been through a lot, that has, depleted me the last few months, I have felt depleted, and I'm doing everything for everyone else and not doing things for myself. So I started, for example, leaving my phone in my car when I go see my horse, unless I absolutely need my phone. If I'm out and I'm going to be on a long ride by myself, for example, I bring it with me. But I turn it on vibrate so that I don't hear my phone. But normally I leave my phone in my car and I don't look at it. I don't pay attention to it until I am already off the dirt path and like back on, like back home on the road. So I have, hours, a few days a week where I'm not near my phone. I'm not worried about my phone. I don't care. So I would say that is the number one thing I do. It's something I did today after my really long morning. I went on a trail ride with my horse and I didn't have my phone. I had nothing. It was beautiful. So, my question to you is, what do you do emotionally? And more might come up, but I'm kind of grasping right now. It's been a long day. So I might jump in later on with more, but I wanted to hear what all of you guys do as well as, what do you do? Oh yeah. Oh, so here, I can also start off by saying saying Pamela's, because Pamela sent me a message. She said, knowing I cannot control many things, but can control me and how I respond to all things. What helps me also is prayer, faith, inviting people, sharing my story, and meeting new people each week. Taking interest in others gets me out of myself. And that is fabulous. And some days what I do, and I'm sure Valentine's going to end up saying this too, because we talked about it earlier, was I don't necessarily read my personal development book because sometimes that can be emotionally taxing too. It's emotional reading personal development, and it can be. So I read a fun book. I read a book that I want, something that makes me laugh, or just a nonfiction book that I absolutely love. Or honestly, I watch TV. And that's what I plan on doing after this call, to be honest. I just did my workout, and that's why I'm a little frazzled. So I just did my workout, and I'm going to watch a movie tonight, and that's fine. I don't worry on certain days. I know that it's become a big thing. People feel a lot of pressure to post 3 to 5 times a day on social media. I've posted once today, and that's fine. Like, I don't worry. I'm not going to worry about that because it's not worth it if you're taking on that emotional stress and that pressure on yourself. And so I don't worry about that. And tonight I need to feed myself and my soul, and like watching a movie and cleaning, that's like my other main thing is I love cleaning. So like I'm house sitting for a girlfriend of mine while she's out of town, and I'm going to like clean her whole apartment. She doesn't know it yet. But I will, because I love it. I put on a movie and I clean, and that totally relaxes me. So those are kind of what things that I do for me. And then it kind of benefits me later because I'm relaxed because the house is clean, but I liked the process of cleaning it. It really does. I zone out. It makes me really happy. But yeah, and watching movies. I really do like TV. I don't watch a lot of it, but when I do, I really enjoy it. So I don't see Brienne's head right now, so maybe Pam. Pam, how about you?
I guess for me, I guess mine is, of course, my faith is huge, and just the idea of, and then I know this sounds funny, but we talk about our workouts and drinking technology and everything. But if I can put on my tennis shoes and leave and go for a run with music in my ears, it's like nothing else matters. I'm just that's Pam time. That's me time. I am a different person when I get back. It's very strange. I mean, I can only be, if I'm gone 30 minutes, I just feel like a different person. And I have been trying now for 2 weeks to go running, and everything in the world I haven't made it yet. I'm still carrying around. It's not even in the car. I left it at work. My running bag. I just, today I thought, okay, I'm going to go run after work. Well, I didn't leave until 5:30. That didn't happen. So I'm thinking I'm leaving work early tomorrow because I'm not even full time. So I'm leaving tomorrow early, and I'm going to go run before I go home. But just, like Catherine said, sitting and watching TV. The other Sunday or Saturday, Caleb decided to put on Star Wars. Well, usually when he's watching a movie or something on TV, I'm working on the computer and Bo's playing on his iPad. Well, I looked around and both of them are asleep, and I just shut my computer and hey, Caleb, I sat there and watched Star Wars. I can't tell you the last time that I did that. It was, I couldn't believe I did it. It was 2.5 hours long, and I sat there and didn't do a thing for 2.5 hours. It was awesome.
I had no idea I even missed it. I had no idea. No idea.
Sit down. But, you know, just it's those simple things that we forget about because we get so busy. But, you know, I love running challenge groups. I love doing my workouts. I love drinking Shakeology because I think I'm addicted. But this free group that I have running right now, it's only 5 days. And Brianne's in it. We have had the most fun the last 4 days. I'm almost kind of sad that we only have one more day.
I was going to ask you if you could do it longer because I've been having fun.
But it's just been fun. And I've got people in there from all walks of life, all ages. I mean, one of them is my cousin who's 60 years old, and she's having a ball. So, you know, it's just fun. But those fun things and the running, those are my things. That's what I do to take care of me. So.
Brianne, what about you? What do you do to really help fill your cup, and what do you do to keep the momentum and maintain the momentum in your business through tough times or through busy times, seeing as we're entering the holiday season, especially, you know, when most of us have families and stuff, you know, how do you do that and maintain that?
It's funny that you said I had to go out of the room, and I was just thinking of even in my kitchen, there's no silence. I go to the library. I really like to read, and I really like the silence because my life is so loud. I go to the library and I will sit there and do nothing just to hear silence. Like, I'm not even joking, to get my sanity back. I go and I get my nails done once a month. That is my treat for myself. I read this book, Miracle Mornings. What is it called? Miracle Morning for Network Marketers.
Ooh, I'm starting that right now.
It's a really good book. And it talks about how I don't realize it, but when I wake up, I would always drink a cup of coffee and start my day that way. And they suggest that you start your day off by drinking water because you're dehydrated while you sleep. And I've noticed that that's made a difference. I won't have a cup of coffee until I chug at least a cup of water. And then I'll have my coffee. I started meditation in the morning, a guided meditation. I didn't realize this until Sunday came around, but ever since I was little, Sunday was family day. And we went to church in the morning, and then it was quiet time, and my parents took a nap, and now I realize why that's so important. And I didn't realize that I was working 7 days a week, but Tim said something about 2 weeks ago. He's like, do you ever put that phone down? Like, do you ever not work? And I didn't realize I get so addicted into the happiness and helping people and, you know, doing it that I don't put it down, and then I continue throughout the weekend. So Sunday is family day, and I put my phone down, like Catherine said, and I don't answer it. I don't look at Facebook. If I can, I like to have a PJ day where I don't do anything and I'm in my PJs. All I do is get up and eat. I don't take a shower even. I know it sounds gross, but I don't do anything. But now it's been because he's wanted to start going to church, so I'm trying to support him in that. We go to church in the morning, and then Sunday the rest of the day is a family day. Whether it be doing something and then lounging, Sunday is a lounging day and nothing. I like to read, and usually it takes a minute. I don't realize that I'm way up here because I can pretty much keep going and going and going until you realize, like, man, I'm tired today. So I would say reading a book. I like to cook. Anything that doesn't involve my phone. I don't know if you know, but there was some game out here where I live, maybe Catherine has, but in the Bay Area we've started this game a lot of people have, where if you go to a restaurant, you put your cell phone in the middle of the table, and you're not allowed to touch it, and if you do, whoever touches it has to pay the bill. So we've done that. I realized that as much as I love helping people, I have to take care of myself. And if I make myself sick, then it's not a positive thing. And I don't like that feeling. So anything, I don't know if it's kind of general to fill your cup, but those are some of the ideas.
That's great. And, I just saw a commercial for, I think someone shared it online. There's actually like they have those safety boxes or those those capsules that you put in for years and then you pull it out years later. They've created one to put your cell phone in, and it can be hours that you put it away. So you literally put a time on the timer and it will not open. It is a safe. It will not open until that timer goes off. So don't mess it up and put like a year by accident, so it actually locks for whatever that period of time is. So like a family will put all their stuff into it for dinner and they'll leave it in there for an hour and it will not open for a whole hour. Like, I think that is so fabulous and I'd love to get that, or just have a basket. There's no reason to spend hundreds of dollars on something with a timer on it, but like a basket and like you don't touch it. And, it's such a good idea to put our phones down, because we always have to be so connected and there's always someone that wants something from you. And it's important that you take that time, especially with family. That's the whole point of this business too, is to award us freedom. And although the first 1 to 2 years, maybe even 3, it doesn't feel like that, it does in the long term. And although we are told we should make sacrifices, we shouldn't make sacrifices every single day, 365 days a year for the first 3 years. I mean, that's 3 years of your children's lives that you'd be missing, but definitely weekly making days for presence and being there, equally. So I think that's fabulous. And I think setting hours for, your work day is a good idea too. So it's hard to keep things separated if you work from home, and when we all end up doing this full time, we're going to have to do that. We're going to have to set hours because it'll get to be too much, Valency, my love, you're up. You have the stage.
Hi. I have, first of all, I have to apologize for getting up in the middle of when you were talking initially. While you were talking about movies, it reminded me to grab a couple of things. I'm going to be the prop girl today because I'm weird that way. So that's one of my big things is I'm a creative person. So I did this list. I like lists. Don't know if it's actually showing or not. Does that show?
Yes.
I'm not super good at the show and tell. Anyway, I'm just going to read it to you. So to fill my cup, one of the biggest things that I do is, personal development too. That's like the big answer and everything. But you know what? Like Catherine said, personal development is not always something you're up for. I've recently had some incredibly painful days, many of them in a row, which is incredibly dispiriting to me, to say the least. And I've had a lot of them over the last 7 years since I've been, disabled, which is also not a fun term to identify with. So I've had, I kind of got to a point where I had to make a choice. I could be doom and gloom all the time and believe everything that I was being told and that this was my life now, which is ironically what I come across a lot now working with a lot of the potential clients. I like to think of them, they're always potentials because I'm going to chase them down eventually. But I hear a lot of that. And that now pisses me off so much that it lights my fire to keep going, because I hate that answer. I hate that broken mindset. So when I'm not ready to read stuff like the compound effect, because that is not light, that is not something that I can handle when I am in incredible amounts of pain and feeling like I have no worth in life because I can't do the dishes, I can't cook for my husband, and I've been laying on the couch all day and he comes home exhausted at the end of the day. I need something a little lighter that's going to make me laugh. So I go with, funny, steampunk, werewolf and vampire, very goofy kind of novels, anything that has humor in it to make me laugh. Sometimes when I really need it, I go for politically correct bedtime stories or other holiday stories by the same author, because they are freaking hilarious. And as you notice, there's a trend here. I also am learning to write humor, and writing and being creative is a very big outlet. And I almost, I was sitting outside in the sunlight listening to music earlier today, which is one of my favorite things, because I notice I get seasonal affective disorder if I don't get enough sunlight when the days start changing. I realized I almost needed to go to a confession and be like talking to a priest, you know, saying, it's been, I don't even know how many days I've lost track since I've written just to write. Not for an agenda, not for a post, not for Facebook, not for trying to help someone. Oh, sorry, it's not a light bulb. So I got to turn this off. This is one of my creative things. Thank you for letting me know, Brienne. This is one of my creative things, is that I get festive. I love Halloween. I love Christmas. So this is my Christmas-ween tree. I don't know how well that's coming out.
That's fabulous.
Yeah,
it's
there's
fabulous.
a little graveyard and everything, and a little elf on the shelf with eyes, and yeah, I am goofy that way. So I embrace my goofiness. One of the other things I do sometimes when I'm sapped of energy, I can't really handle a ton of stuff. I am going to turn my light down a little.
Valency, I think Brianne was referring to the color of your light bulb or a salt lamp for seasonal affective disorder.
I do have. My dad gave me a artificial sunlight, he gave me the technology. He gave me an alarm clock that has artificial sunlight on it, and it kind of simulates the sunrise, and that's been helping quite a bit. But then once I'm standing up and I'm awake and it's 6 a.m. and it's still pitch black out, it's still a little bit of a wonky thing to me. I'm very, very light sensitive. So I go out in the mornings, every morning, and I get my eyes exposed to sunlight for, just 5 minutes, something like that, even if I don't have much time to spare. And then I do the same thing in the evening when the sun's going down, because it helps trigger my brain to, go sleepy time and create all those happy, sleepy, drowsy chemicals in your body. Yeah, so, ADD brain kicking in. This is why I write things down. Nutrition. Nutrition is something I am absolutely nuts about, because it is my main first line of defense with medicine, essentially. My food is my medicine. I have such a weird body that I am very reactive and sensitive to highly synthesized chemicals, and that's pretty much all the prescription medicine they have out there. So I can't take, they've tried me on all 5 categories of antidepressants and a couple of other interesting types of things. They don't work. They either have no effect and make me nauseous, or they have a horrible effect of taking away my personality or making me suicidal. So not a good situation. I hope I'm not oversharing with people, but I know I'm not the only person who's had bad effects with this stuff. So I don't work for this company. This isn't a promotion. This is what works for me. I take this stuff. I get it at Costco.
That stuff is fabulous.
Yeah, this is a long extended release. It's a precursor to serotonin, which is one of the chemicals that is behind feeling depressed, not having enough serotonin available in your system. I've learned a lot about this because I got tired of feeling like I was at the mercy of doctors who were obviously more interested in writing prescriptions and making me go away than actually seeing me get better. I have had a few amazing doctors. I'm not saying they're all terrible, but unfortunately there are a lot of terrible ones out there. I also like movies, but I'm gonna get, brain jumping around. I have more nutritional things. I'm just sharing them because maybe they're going to help one of you guys, or you can pass it along. I love this electrolyte mix. I've been using it a lot lately because I have had a very big tummy upset, and getting dehydrated is a big thing that happens with tummy upsets. We all know that's code word for, yes, it's not prescription. It is from Costco. It's completely over the counter.
Yeah, it's an OTC. You can actually get it at like Pharmaca, Brienne. You can get it at, you can get it at a few different places. I'll send you a list. In fact, I'm going to go to the store tomorrow, and if I find it, I'll tell you where else I find it.
Yeah, it's a big one. And I personally, I take 2 of these in the morning on an empty stomach. Important to make sure that, empty stomach, specifically, you don't want proteins in your system when you take these, because it just lowers the effectiveness of it. There's no bad reaction, but it lowers the effectiveness, and I feel like that kind of like it's throwing your money away. You might as well have it, get the best bang for your buck. So I just take it with my water first thing in the morning, like Brianne was saying. Another one I mentioned, I shared this with Miss Catherine, is
oh my God, love it.
Stress relief. It does make your tongue go numb. That's the kava work, and it is a natural muscle relaxer. It's also, interestingly, one of the very few mood lifters and antidepressants, it's antidepressant and anti-anxiety at the same time. No anal leakage, no. Yeah, that's a scary side effect, and unfortunately some meds do have things like that. But this stuff is amazing. The one big caution is that there are some, there is a chemical, naturally occurring chemical within kava itself. It's a root, and it can interact with some medications. So be careful and check on that one. Clinton has, being the frugal guy, sorry if I'm taking up so much time, start waving your hands if you need me to shut up. Clinton, being the frugal man, did the analysis of what we have available with Beachbody as far as the energized drink goes. And, money's tight here. I would love to be all like 100% Beachbody, but the reality is there are some comparable products. I would not put Shakeology amongst them. There is nothing like Shakeology that I have come across. I've looked into a lot of stuff, but you can get 2 of these for the same cost as the Energize, and it's twice the amount of doses. And I happen to like the blue raspberry. I call it Smurf blood. And it works just the same. I get about the same kick out of it. The nutrients in there are about the same. So, hey, why not? Clint and I have been looking into, as we're upping our difficulty levels, specifically for me, because muscle soreness and nerve pain that is always going on is not such a fun mix. I'm looking at ways to shorten my recovery, because my cup is not filled when my pain is overflowing. I have no ability to fill my cup because it is all pain. So recovery is really big part of filling my cup. So we've been looking into branch chain amino acids that helps, reduce the recovery time. It gives your body, these are all specifically amino acids that your body does not naturally produce. You can only get it through food. And as we all know, our diets, no matter how well we try, our nutrition is not always on point, especially when we're exhausted and we're in need of filling our cups. This is like an extra insurance plan. So we take this now twice a day. It's been a very recent start with that one, so I will let you know my review of it, how well it works. So far, I've been feeling significantly better in the last couple of days, and I don't know yet if that's coincidence. I'm always kind of, skeptical at first.
Is that like Recover from Beachbody? Is that like the equivalent? Is that what you're saying for recovery time for your muscles?
I don't quote me on this because I don't have it in front of me, but I think it's one of the ingredients in Recover. I believe Recover also has creatine. I think that they also sell a separate, just like solid.
They do sell creatine. Beachbody does too. Yeah.
Right. So Clint found, being frugal, he found this online cheaper. So hey, we go where we can, and we're honest and straightforward with what works for us, because I would find it highly suspicious if everybody was 100% all Beachbody products. They have some great stuff, but it is a reality. Some of their stuff is, a little overpriced, and you can find the equivalent. But like I said, I'm a stickler with Shakeology. There is nothing that even comes close. Okay, so I'm taking a while. Movies. I'm just gonna do that really quick. These are my happy movies. They make me happy. What can I say? I'm a nerd. Physical recovery kind of stuff, stretches and whatnot. We just recently got one of these things. And this has been serving as dream building, which is another big filling my cup. Dream building, reminding myself, kind of imagining what it would feel like to be able to do a chin up, that kind of thing. So I do a little active dream building. I can reach up and put my hands on them. And because I have thoracic outlet bilaterally, both of my arms go numb after, a minute or two. So I can't stay that long. But, I kind of, activate my shoulders a little bit, like I'm pretending I'm going to, also to protect them. And I get a really massively good stretch out of doing that. So there's wonderfully, multiple things that benefits out of doing that. Let's see. Oh, I walk my pup. I'm almost done. And I meditate while I'm listening to music in the sunlight. I think I mentioned that one. I like doing games with friends. That's one of the other ones that I thought you guys might get a kick out of. For married folks or people who are skeptical about marriage, Cards About Matrimony. This is by the same people who did the Cards Against Humanity, I think. If it's not by the same people, the Cards Against Humanity people might get a little weirded out or upset, because it's pretty much the same exact setup and rules. I also have like a whole case with expansion sets, and Cards Against Humanity is highly irreverent and absolutely hilarious. Not for children though.
Absolutely inappropriate and fabulous.
Absolutely fabulously inappropriate.
We can't play that with your son there. We can't play that with your son there.
No kids involved.
No, it has bad words that my mommy won't even say.
Right. And, depending on how old your teenager is and how, what stage they're in, I don't know.
It's uncomfortable.
It could be. Let me put it this way. Not even a quote unquote savvy teenager who thinks they know all about the world of certain adult things, it's still going to blow their little minds. But yeah, it's a great game. I guess it just, whatever works for you, that's really the best thing. But I mean, for me, I grab a lot of different things, because I have a lot of, not everything works 100% of the time. So it's good to have choices and kind of custom tailor your therapy session depending on what's going on in your life. And that's about it, I think.
I think I want to add to mine also. Talking to Valency on the phone is definitely one of the things to fill my cup. We usually, and talking to Darla, I find that unless I have a spare hour and a half of my day, which I never do, but somehow it happens, I can't call Valency or Darla, because all of a sudden I've called them and an hour and a half, poof, is gone. I mean, it just is gone. And I feel fulfilled afterwards. So I'm like, sure, okay, an hour and a half wasted. And I put wasted in quotes because it's really not wasted, because my cup's filled, their cup's filled. We laughed, we cried, we whatever. And it was like a great therapy session for free, as long as you have a cell phone. So that, and also I started this week a goal of waking up at 6 a.m. every day, and including weekends. And As I've shared on my public page, I'm part of an accountability group actually with an elite coach that I'm friends with on Facebook. And she's doing it. She's doing it, and I've done it with her twice now. And I really decided this time to commit to it. I'm waking up at 6 a.m. every day. And on Tuesday, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I already wake up at 6 for my day job, but I wanted to continue that the other 4 days a week. So Tuesday was day one where I didn't have to wake up at 6 when I would usually want to sleep in and waste 3 hours sleeping in until 9. And I didn't. I got up. It was not easy, but I ended up, what I did was so there's this coffee that I drink. It's not really coffee. It's like coffee for wusses. It's really not coffee. It's called coconut coffee. You can get it at Costco. It's like really sweet and it actually kind of has a lot of sugar in it, but I figured out to start off, I think it has more sugar than, cause it's pretty sweet. And I looked at the sugar content and I was like, oh, okay. Like maybe I'll count that as like a carb today, like one of my yellow boxes or something. There's some way I can totally get away with this without, I can justify it somehow. Because it's the only coffee I can drink. I really can't. It's the only thing I've been able to, palate. And so I woke up at 6. I made myself a cup of coffee because that was what I was looking forward to. I was like, the only way I'm going to be able to get through this is if I drink my favorite cup of coffee. So it was 6 a.m. Everyone had left for work. No one was in the house except my dog. And I turned on our fireplace and it was chilly. It's starting to get chilly here in Cali. And I turned on the fireplace and I sat next to the fireplace with my cup of coffee and I read my personal development book. And then the night before, I made an hour by hour itinerary for what I was going to do. And in it, I put in like some of the things that I've been putting off. So, I had like really managed to do, for example, I wanted to send Valency's a gift for Going Emerald. And I just, going to the post office and I had to do a couple of those things at the post office. And I just kept somehow I never got to it. Oh, did you get it?
I did.
Good. Yeah. So I just kept putting it off. Like, it wasn't like I didn't want to, but going to the post office and doing that, like that's always, people don't want to go to the DMV. They don't want to go to the post office, but I wanted to, and so that was on for 7 a.m. So I had an hour in the morning to wake up, have coffee, read personal development, kind of get my brain online. And then 7 a.m. I finished, I packaged it. I found, I decided how I was going to package it and everything. And I did that. And I had to send a couple other things to some other people, some other coaches. And so I made all that happen. And then at 8 a.m., I scheduled my workout for 8 a.m. I wrote that on my itinerary. And 8:03, I started. So it really helped having a schedule and knowing so that I don't wake up in the morning going, well, I technically don't really have much to do today. So I think I'm just going to turn off the alarm and sleep in another hour and a half. No, I have tons to do. But at the end of the day, I always say, gosh, I never get any of the stuff done on my list. So it actually really helps fill my cup to have that schedule and it started with me, my cup of coffee, no one else around me, no one needing anything from me. I sat next to the fireplace, which is why I love the cold weather, and I read my personal development book, and a book that I'm really enjoying too, not like it's intense and cerebral and you're working on yourself emotionally. The Happiness Project is really a fun book it's really enlightening. I highly recommend it. In fact, her writing is very similar to Jen Sincero, so I think that should be Valency's next book since she loves Jen Sincero so much. It's like a personal development book / funny, and it's interesting, has some great words of wisdom and great insight. So I just wanted to also share that. I totally forgot to share that with you guys. I get up early and I do that. And that's something that people like Melanie Mitro said that she always did. She woke up at 4:30 or 5 to ensure that she got up before her kids and she got her workout done. She drank her Shakeology, or her coffee, whatever she wanted, but she had that time in the morning. Oh, your phone is dead. Pam, if you got to leave, that's totally fine. So anyway, to me, it's fabulous. I'm excited to wake up Saturday and Sunday at 6 a.m. I'm determined to, because just so I can prove it to myself that I can do it. I am determined Saturday and Sunday to do that as well, to maintain that system. And it's forced me to go to bed early, because what am I doing at 10 o'clock at night? I'm wasting time. Like, I'm just kind of, I think I'm being productive, but I'm really not. I'm kind of pittering around the house and whatever. No, now I have an evening routine as well. I get in bed at 9 and I read for 30 minutes, and then I kind of try to get to bed, be asleep by 10. So it's nice, because then I wake up with personal development, I go to sleep with personal development, and I've really enjoyed that. So, and having that time in the morning, it's just nice. So anyway, that's the last thing I wanted to share. Did anybody else have any last minute tidbits that they wanted to share? Okay. Well, I appreciate everyone that made it on the call, and everyone who's listening to the recording. Consider the things that fill your cup. Write them down and make sure you do at least one of them every day, or at minimum every other day if you really can't do it every day. Every other day, please, for yourself.
I'm doing mine right after the call. I'm going to do creative writing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just do something that's fun and that you enjoy, and, don't be so serious. Why so serious? I thought I should end with that, Valency. Anyway, thank you guys so much. And I think this was really great. And I really hope that everyone listening to the recording takes a lot from this, writes down some notes, and then also comment below for everyone in our group what you do. I would love for everyone to share it. I can even make a doc for it, and that way people have some ideas for go-tos. They might find something that they never thought of, and they try it, and it's their new anecdote. So anyway, I love you guys. Valency, you're the only one on now. Everyone's kind of petered out, but I love you so much. Everybody's fabulous.
I love you guys.
All right. Bye.
Take care. Bye.